Hello, Year 9. Just going to go through the test on linear lines, and starting with question 1, we have to write down the coordinates of each point. Just going to do one of them because we've done really well on this. Just going to do C, and C has the coordinates, well, for its x, it's a positive 3, and its y is a negative 5, minus 5. So the coordinates of C is 3 minus 5. Moving on to question 2. The corners of a square are at points A, B, C, and D. Good, there's 4 points, 4 corners. The coordinates of A are 2 minus 3, B are minus 2 minus 3, and C minus 2, 1. Draw the square. Write down the coordinates of D. Well, the first thing you need to do, make sure you have your axes drawn and your coordinates drawn. Then you're going to go and plot A, B, C. A is 2 minus 3, so 2 minus 3 is over here. So this is our A. B is minus 2 minus 3. Minus 2 minus 3 is over here. This is our B. C is minus 2, 1. And that's C. And the third coordinate, if we've drawn our square, for it to be a square, the sides need to be equal length and equally apart. This is where our square will be. And the final point is going to be here, D. So this is where our square is, this is where we need to put for coordinate D. And write down the coordinate of D is 2, 1. So the coordinate of D is 2, 1. Awesome, let's move on. Question 3. Question 3, notice I've already drawn my graph, so all I need to do is plot the points and draw our line. Let's start with question 3a. Copy and complete the following table for y equals 2x minus 1. So we've got our x values, we just have to find the y values. Now, plug in x equals 3 into the equation, so you've got 2x minus 1, remember it's 2 times x minus 1, so 2 times 3 minus 1 is going to give us, I like doing this in fact, here's 3, here's our x, so it's going to be 2 times 3 minus 1, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is going to give us 5. Now our x is 2, so it's going to be 2 times 2 minus 1. 2 times 2 is going to be 4, minus 1 is going to give us 3. Now x is 1, so 2 times 1 minus 1 is going to leave us with 1. And 2 times 0, when x is 0, 2 times 0 is going to give us 0. And 0 minus 1 is minus 1. And 2 times minus 1 is going to give us, so 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 1 is going to give us minus 3. And 2 times minus 2, so 2 times minus 2 is going to give us minus 4. Minus 1 give us minus 5. Let's plot the coordinates in very carefully. So 3, 5, so x is 3, y is 5. 3, 5 is going to be here. 2, 3 is going to be there, so x is 2, y is 3. And 1, 1 is going to be here. Have you spotted the pattern? So 2 down, 1 left, 2 down, 1 left, 2 down, 1 left is there, 2 down, 1 left is going to be here, 2 down, 1 left is going to be there. And just a quick check on the last coordinate, minus 2, minus 5. Is it minus 2, minus 5? Yes, so this is a straight line. And final step is just to draw our line that goes through it. And make sure you use a ruler, make sure it goes through all points, and here's the line. We did really well on this question, but some of us forgot to draw the graph. We just filled out the table and we forgot to draw the graph, so make sure you draw the graph as well. If you want to have a go at this question here, pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so if you've already filled out this table, so x is 5, 2 times 5 is going to be 10, minus 2 is 8. So I'm just going to quickly do this, so if you've already done this, you don't have to go through it again. This is going to be 0, minus 2, this is going to be minus 4, it's going to be minus 6. And if you've drawn the graph, well, if it doesn't fit, it might not fit, but this is what it would look like. 5, 8 is not going to fit on this graph, so you'll make sure your graph is a little bit longer if you've already done it. X is 0, 1, it's going to be there. Sorry, X is minus 2, it's going to be here. 1, 0, and if it had 2, 2 would be 2 somewhere here. Yeah, 2 times 2 is 4. So our line is going to look something like this. So that's going to go through these points. Okay, let's move on. Now, question 4 was for us to work out the gradients. You told me this before, so m is equal to, or the gradient is equal to rise over step, and I'm just going to make this a little bit thinner so we can see. Pick 2 good points on the line. You can pick any good points, but I like picking good points that are close to each other and drawing our gradient triangle. So the rise is going to be 2, the step is going to be 1. So the gradient for this one, 4a, the gradient is rise, which is 2 over 1. And make sure you simplify this. So too many students that don't simplify this. So 2 divided by 1 is possible. We can simplify that to just 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So the gradient of this is just going to be 2. It's a positive gradient because if you start from the left, you go up, and it's going to give us 2. 4b, again, pick 2 good points. Now, you can pick any good points. I like how one student said, I want to pick these 2 points. I'm not going to say their name because they might not like it. So they picked these 2 good points. The rise was 2, step was 4. So the gradient was 2 over 4. But again, they forgot to simplify it. So biggest number that can fit into 2 and 4 is 2. So we can divide both the top and the bottom number, the numerator divided by 2 and the denominator divided by 2. And that would give us 1 over 2. In fact, take a look at the 2 closest points. If we had picked the 2 closest points, good points, the rise was 1 and the step was 2. So we could have straight away written 1 over 2. And there was no need to simplify that. We can't simplify this. It's a fraction, and we can't do 1 divided by 2 any simpler than that. Okay, 4c. 4c, 2 good points. I would like to pick these 2 points because they're close to each other. The rise is 1, step is 1. So the gradient is 1 over 1. And that simplifies to just 1. 1 divided by 1 is just 1. But watch out, remember, look at this. This is a negative gradient. It goes down, so it's going to be a minus 1. Again, another student who likes to pick the longest distance away. So if you had picked this triangle, the step was 4 and the rise was 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the gradients there would have been 4 divided by 4, which is equal to 1. 4 divided by 4 is still 1. And it's still going to be a negative gradient, so it's going to be minus 1. So it doesn't matter which one you could have picked. If you want more practice on these kind of questions, have a go at these questions. Make sure to pause the video now. Okay. So the answers to these, I hope you've already had a go. The answer to this 2a is just going to be 2. The answer to B is going to be 1/3. For C is going to be minus 1. Remember, it's a negative gradient. And here's our rise and step. If we pick this point, or you could even pick this point here. Rise is 1, step is 1, it's a negative gradient. And the gradient of this is going to be minus 1 over 4. And just going to confirm that this is minus 1 over 4, so pick these 2 points. The rise is 1 and the step is 4. So rise over step is going to be 1 over 4, 1 over 4. But make sure that you have a negative gradient, because if you start from the left, it goes down. Okay, hopefully this has been useful. Now we can go to the next question. Question 5. Question 5 was to solve these kind of questions. We did really well, but there was a few hiccups. For example, F was the only problem that I saw, because when he expanded it, we forgot about the minus 9. So we're going to have plenty of practice on that. If you've done well on question 5, you can skip ahead and have a go at question 1 and 2. These are extension questions. You don't have to do all of them. Pick the ones that you would like to do and that you need more help on, and I will put the solutions up after that. So skip ahead on the video to this part already. Okay, back to question 5. Question 5a, I don't think I need to say anything on that. 4x is equal to 44. You know we need to divide by 4 on both sides. I saw everyone doing this, so it was fine. Just a quick recap. So divide by 4, this will cancel out. So x is equal to, well, we've got 44 divided by 4. Even saying it in your head, 44 divided by 4 is just going to leave us with 11. And for 5b, x plus 7 is equal to 71. And to get rid of this plus 7, we have to subtract 7 on both sides. Subtract 7. Plus 7, subtract 7 cancels out, and you're left with x is equal to 71 minus 7. Be careful with this, it is 64. And the last one, C, is 5c. X over 3 is equal to 9. Now, x over 3, remember in fractions, over 3 means divide by 3. And the opposite of dividing by 3, we need to times by 3 to get rid of that. So balance it out by timesing by 3 on the other side. Divide by 3, times by 3, cancel out, and you have x is equal to 9 times 3, which is 27. And that's that. One student I saw got 6. I don't know how you got 6 on this one. It was really interesting to see that. But if you substitute your answer back into the original equation, which was the question they gave us, you'll see that you would get the right answer. So we said x is 27. If you put 27 into this, so you got 27 divided by 3. Is 27 divided by 3 9? Yes, it is. So our answer is correct. Okay, part D. 2x plus 6 is equal to 20. Remember, the first thing, we need to get rid of that number first. So we have to do the opposite of plus 6. So subtract 6, subtract 6. They will cancel out. So now you got 2x is equal to, well, 20 take away 6 is 14. Now remember, you still have a 2x. Nothing happened to the 2x. 1 or 2 students just wrote down x is equal to 14. No, don't be lazy. Write out properly. 2x is equal to 14. Divide by 2 on both sides, because we want to get rid of this 2x. Just like question 5, we had 4x equals to 44. We have to get rid of this 2x. And getting rid of that 2x, x is equal to 14 divided by 2, which is equal to 7. Check your answer. X is 7. Put it into the original equation. Don't be lazy. 2 times x plus 6. We said x is 7. What's 2 times 7? 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 6. What's 14 plus 6? Is it 20? Yeah, 14 plus 6 is 20. So our answer is correct. I'm not going to do in detail. I'm just going to show you the solutions and how it looks. Opposite. cancel it out. Okay, done. Coincidence that they're both the same value of x, really. And f, now f is the main part. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to shrink all these. If you want to pause the video, you can now, but I'm going to shrink them and talk about what f is like. Now, I really liked one student's method. They know who they are. We talked about the cover-up method, and they used the cover-up method. But if you don't want to use a cover-up method, and you want to use a method it works all the time, and it doesn't require you to remember how to use a cover-up method, we can just do it this way. So 2x minus 9 is equal to 30. Now, what we need to do, whenever we have a brackets, we need to expand it. So if we expand it, remember, we have to get this 2 and times it by everything that's inside the brackets individually. So we have to do 2 times x. Now in your head, 2 times x, that simplifies to 2x. So write down 2 times x is 2x. Now, the next part is, we've still got a 2. Remember, it's going to be times by everything inside the bracket. So 2 times minus 9, you know that 2 times minus 9 is going to give us minus 18. 2 times minus 9 is minus 18. So write down 2 times minus 9 is minus 18, and we've got that is still equal to 30. Whoops. It's still equal to 30. Okay? It's still equal to 30. Now, this here is exactly like question D, E. It's exactly like F. The only difference was they wanted you to expand. Now, we can start solving. Now we need to divide by 2. And 48 divided by 2 is, well, half of 48 is 24. Half of 4 is 2, half of 8 is 4, 24. And we're done. We can check. What's 24 take away 9? That is 15. 2 times 15 is 30. Okay. You can always go back and watch these videos again. Just watch out for expanding. Remember, it's going to be 2 times minus 9. If it was a plus 9, it's going to be 2 times plus 9, and it'll give you a positive answer, but here is a minus 9. Have a go at these questions on the next page if you want. Pause the video and try them. Okay, these are the answers to question 1, and these are the answers to question 2. If you think you need help on any of them, if you need any more help on answering any of these questions, you can come and see me. But I will do 2 questions from each, 1 question from each question, and I think I will do this one here, and I will just do F on this side. So, starting with G, so x divided by 4 is equal to 3. So to get rid of this divide by 4, we times by 4 on each side. They cancel out, so x is equal to 3 times 4, which is 12. Is 12 divided by 4 3? Yes, it is. So x is 4, it's correct. And the next one I was going to do is this one here. I love this question. And yeah, let's try it out. So x divided by 3 minus 7 is equal to 11. Again, start with a number that has no x. Plus 7 on both sides. Plus 7 plus 7. They cancel out. So we got x divided by 3 is equal to 18. How can I get rid of divide by 3? I have to times by 3 on both sides. Times by 3, times by 3. Forgive me, there's no space there. Let me just move everything a little bit further up. In fact, we can move it over here. So we can carry on underneath it. So divide by 3, these cancel out. So x is equal to 18 times by 3. 18 times by 3 is 354, I believe. Is x equal to? Yes, x is equal to 54. Now check your answer. Is 54 divided by 3? So if we do 54 divided by 3 gives you 18. 18 take away 7 is 11, and your answer's right. I can do just one more. I think this one here, let's do C. So 4 brackets x plus 2 is equal to 20. Expand the bracket, so 4 times x is 4x. Remember, 4 times positive 2 is going to give us positive 8, and that equals 20. This is just equal to a linear equation that you're used to doing. So subtract 8 on both sides, subtract 8. So 4x is equal to 12. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. So x is equal to, well, 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I hope this video was useful. Any other questions, you can come and ask me or any other teacher. Bye.